welcome back to Fit as a Fanny. I'm Sam.
I'm Jem.
And so what we're going to do today is we're actually going to give you a little bit of an insight into a day in the life of us. I think I just said that right.
I think so, yeah.
It didn't sound right, but that's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
So why don't you start us off, Jem? Give us a rundown of like a typical day for you.
Oh God. Well, I prefer to have like some stupidly busy days and then some like easier days, and I try to get a Friday afternoon and a Sunday completely off.
Oh, okay, that's quite nice.
Whether it happens or not is usually another matter, because if you listen to our previous podcast, clients are supposed to get check-ins to me by Saturday so that I can program for them on Saturday and then switch off. A lot of the time that doesn't happen, so I end up logging on a Sunday.
Side note, get check-ins in all the time.
Get check-ins in. So I try and do that. Friday tends to be the only time I can actually switch off, and that is usually because I'm absolutely knackered.
Yeah.
So I teach. Oh God, and it probably is different for you as well. Like it's different each day, but like a Monday for me is a lot easier. I start a little bit later because I do a lot of admin. I have my buggy boot camps, then we come and film this.
Yeah.
And then usually sometimes I'm off and I do, Monday is like my organise my life day. Organise work, organise admin, make sure that all my clients are already set up, do a bit of marketing, do a bit of promo, get it all sorted. And then like, sometimes I'll cover extra classes, so I'm covering extra classes tonight. I will always train on a Monday. I teach spin on a Tuesday and a Thursday, stupid o'clock in the morning. But then I'll always do a weights training session as well. And then I tend to have classes in the evening. Tuesdays and Thursdays are pretty similar. Wednesdays are very back to back. Like I joke on a Wednesday, I'm 18 different roles.
But I love those days.
I do.
It's not fun to do all day.
No,
every day of the week.
Yeah.
But I do quite like a 12, 14 hour day.
Yeah.
Where there's no gap.
Yeah, where you just smash everything out. Because I feel like sometimes as soon as you stop,
you get a
bit of a crash. So I start at like 6 a.m. on a Wednesday and I don't stop until like 6 p.m. realistically. But I am like 18 different roles because I am clients, buggy classes, outdoor boot camp classes, like I sometimes have like meetings so I'm getting a new app, I've got a meeting with my app developer, then like I'll have more clients, other classes, I'll teach here, I'll teach there, and it's just, by the end of the day, I'm like, sorry, what have I done today? Who am I? Where am I? And I do midweek check-ins with clients on Wednesdays as well, so I'm doing my online stuff. Fridays, I do not put in anything after 12:30.
Yeah.
Because it is like, some people say, you don't do Friday afternoons, do you? No, that is the one cap, because I'm of no use to anybody else.
Yeah.
By the time I've done, stupidly busy days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then I get to Friday, I'm just absolutely knackered.
Absolutely knackered.
I probably have, in a week, I probably should have written this down, shouldn't I? I do 4 buggies a week, 2 baby massages a week. I have maybe like 10, 12 clients a week. I teach spin twice a week. I teach like a yoga or a stretch 3 times a week. I teach outdoor boot camps 5 times a week. And then I cover a lot of extra stuff. So predominantly a lot of classes, a lot of clients. And then I make sure that I get at least 3 weight training sessions in a week as a minimum. And then I teach 2 spins, so I get my cardio in that way. I at the moment I'm trying to lose a little bit of body fat, nothing major, so I'm trying to either tack on a little bit of extra cardio on top of my weight training, or I'll do like an extra session. Occasionally I'll go to some hot yoga. It depends on what mood I'm in. Depends on when I'm free as well. But I'm very flexible. Like I have my set classes, but then everything else is quite flexible and fitting in as and when. And then I've got like a little whiteboard at home that says like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and that gives me non-client class based like goal themes for the day, if you like. So like Mondays is admin, Tuesdays is like promo and marketing, for example, Wednesdays is just, I have very little spare time on a Wednesday, so that's my midweek client check-ins. You know, like, to give me a little bit of, when I have got potentially a little hour here and there, okay, what can I get done? You know, like, and that's the difficult thing. A lot of what I do, and when I walked in this afternoon, I said, like, I've had loads of inquiries at the moment, so I tend to find that when I'm off, in quotation marks, that's when I'm dealing with inquiries, so not actually off. And that's why I say, like, a Sunday I try and take off, but I end up doing inquiries, making sure that all my clients for the rest of the week are booked in, making sure that all of my online clients are actually sorted. So yeah, very, very little time off really. But then you have to try and get that balance as well, because if I don't train, I will go mentally insane. And
if you don't take time off and you don't go and do the things that you're working, you know what I mean? Like, you don't work just to work.
No.
Although we love our jobs. I always say this, people go, so you've been on holiday again? I only work to go on holiday.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we don't just work for the fun of working.
No. I mean, we love it.
I love my job. I wouldn't be doing this job if I didn't love doing it. Because with this job, and working in the freelance world, if you do not enjoy it, you are
no.
It would become a chore.
Yeah.
So you have to love and you have to have a passion for doing this.
100%.
Doing this work, 100%, because it does take over your life.
Yes.
It takes over hours of the day. Like, when people come home from work or they've dropped the kids off, then they're making their inquiries.
Yeah.
Will I also have a switch off point?
Yeah.
But I don't have a switch off point because if I don't reply to that inquiry, because we live in a world where it's got to be an instant reply now. So actually I don't have that switch off point.
No. I have an 8 p.m. rule that I've recently implemented, because I was working till like inquiries 10 o'clock at night. So 8 p.m. comes and I put my phone on do not disturb, so that even if I get anything through, I don't see it, because that's half the problem. If I see it, I'm like, oh, I'll just respond. But then, you know, in our job, it's physically very demanding, mentally very demanding, because like we said last time, we're practically therapists.
So we're dealing with different people and different people's problems of the week every time.
Never mind your own. So yeah, it is. Monday is definitely my setup day. Like today, before I came here, I've done my meal prep for the week, so that is all sorted, so that meals is something that I don't have to worry about. It's all done. I can literally go in, grab what I need to grab, run out the door, go again. I love a nap. We've discussed this. I love a nap. I start my day at 5:25 on a Tuesday and a Thursday, and I do not finish until 8 o'clock on 8:30 on a Tuesday, and like 7:30, 8 o'clock on a Thursday. And I have a gap in the day. I am napping. Tuesdays, Thursdays, nap time. I will schedule that bad boy in. Because I'm of no use to anyone.
No, true.
I am more productive post-nap. And then on a Wednesday, it is a very back-to-back day. But if I can squeeze one in, I'll squeeze one in. But same again, the only time I will switch off is when I'm asleep. I really struggle to switch off. So for me, to have a bit of downtime, I really struggle to just sit and watch TV, because I'll be doing inquiries, I'll be dealing with, you know, or the washing needs doing, or this needs doing, I'll do the dishwasher or whatever. So actually, to have a little bit of a sleep time, my brain fully switches off.
Absolutely. I totally get that. Like, I will sit and do admin with the TV on in the background, because I don't sit and watch TV to chill and relax.
No, not at all.
It's like it's an aid for
work
for me. So like, I might have it on in the background, and I can binge watch loads of stuff. But I'm not sitting there and doing nothing.
No.
I've got 2 other things going on at the same time, so I'm sending email and I actually think it's probably unmedicated, undiagnosed ADHD, to be honest.
As we've discussed before.
Like, I have to have multiple things happening at the same time, so that my brain can concentrate on something else.
Right, okay.
I genuinely think that I have worked my life to deal with that.
Right.
100%. So I can't just sit there.
Oh, I can't do that.
And watch, like, even now thinking about that is making my foot shake. Because doing that's too much for me. So I'll have emails going, and then I'll have stuff going on the phone, so I might be replying back to stuff here, and then I might be doing a bit of admin, all while the TV's on in the background.
See, if I'm sat with my laptop, I work better when I'm not in front of the TV, but I have to have music on. But I have a specific playlist, so it's called Eeyore, because Eeyore is the depressed one from Winnie the Pooh. So it's all like calming music. So it's like Lewis Capaldi, and do you know what I mean? So I can have that on to keep me, but then I can only do one at a time. So if I'm doing online clients, that's what I'm doing right now. If my phone goes off, I'll get sidetracked and then I'll completely forget what I've done over here. So I have to almost like finish one task before I go on to the next one, whereas you have to have a few different things.
I have to have loads of things going on at the same time.
And then I think I've said this before, I have my best ideas when I'm in my car. So I will often voice note people to remember my ideas, to then write them down when I get, I walked into the door before after I had Buggy Boot Camp, and Andy was like, have you just come in? I was like, yeah, but I'm just writing something down before I forget it. Because when you are freelance, when you are self-employed, there's always more that you can do.
I wish there must be 150 notes in my notes on my phone. Because of things like that, like I'll be doing something and I'll be like, oh, I forgot about that, let me write that down. And then like there'll be a couple of things on that page, and then there'll be a couple of days later and I'll be like, oh, I need to write, got that, I put that down. There's always more. It's never just enough.
No, and you're always coming up with newer ideas. Like I've started writing a book because, you know, I've got so much time in my life. But I've just started writing stuff down to then put into something at a later date. But there's always more that can be done.
Absolutely.
And I think sometimes when you're in a Monday to Friday, 9 to 5 or whatever, and they can just come home, turn the laptop off, or we don't have that in any way, shape or form, because the more we put in, the more we get out of it.
Absolutely.
But yeah, and we've said it before, we have to plan our days within like 15 minutes. We're like,
absolutely.
Like, yeah.